spectate from nanz first, as he has found himself a flat cannon sniper and the link. Meanwhile, Juice has got himself the sniper, and they're both going to set themselves up to try to get this armor, which does spawn at the 30-second mark. 15 minutes on the clock to start the match, which means the armor spawns at 14:30. And already you see Juice positioning himself to pick this up. Right as it... Oh, no! nanz knows it's going to spawn right at the 30-second mark, and he steals it right out from in front of Juice. And that's a perfect example of how split-second timing can beat just camping, basically. Now, Juice knew it was coming up then, but he thought he was safe positioning himself there. nanz just took a serious risk, dodging all into the armor. Juice didn't throw down any defensive shots there. Really didn't have the weapon for it, and I'm sure nanz realized that. As he's parlayed that armor pickup into this belt as well, but eating a ton of damage from Juice, who's down to 1 HP. Oh my god, how's he still alive? And nanz, realizing he is on death's door, pulls out the stinger and finishes him off to take back control. But Juice with the lucky spawn, getting that first armor. And he's actually going to try to chip away at nanz with the enforcer. And look at that, they're almost dead even, 30 health apiece. Juice gets the health, nanz picks up the pads, but unfortunately Juice was able to get himself the rocket launcher. And we all know those laser beam rockets can do so much damage. At that range, it's just a losing battle. So nanz, one frag lead here, but Juice keeping it close here, playing smart, and getting a little bit of luck there with that armor spawn. And one of the key aspects of duel control, especially on a map like this, is not just the power-ups. It's the powerful weapons, the weapons that you can use to control the map and to get your typical kills. Now, obviously, you want to get weapons that favor yourself, that you're comfortable with, but there are map-specific weapons. On this map, shock and rockets are extremely powerful. Flak also, but number one, I would say, is shock, just because of the angular damage that you can do, and just it's a defensive weapon as well. You see Juice a bit mistimed on the belt. And nanz doing a nice job of controlling the rest of the power-ups so far. He's got a 116 armor stack. Still a little light on the health. He's down to 74. And again, with that armor, it doesn't... Unlike the belt, it doesn't mitigate all damage to your health. It only takes a percentage. As it looks like Juice is going to position himself to pick up this next belt because he brought nanz down to 6 HP, and wisely enough, he does back off and concedes the belt to Juice. Let's go watch from Juice now to see if he can take advantage. He's down by 2, and he certainly wants to turn this belt into a frag and full map control, but nanz has been able to get himself back up to 100 armor. Going to be 120, excuse me, if he picks up the head armor. He does. But he's still only at half health, so if Juice can get in and connect with this flak, he should be able to win the day. Surprising switch to the sniper rifle there. I'm not sure about that. Probably should stick with the flak. Now it's going to be a fight for the armor. nanz has positioned himself to pick it up, but overexposes himself before the armor spawns, and a bit of payback there for Juice on the armor off of that first armor spawn where nanz stole it right out from under his nose. 11 minutes remaining, and a bit of a slow pace on this map, but in general, ASDF tends to have that kind of a slow pace. It's not going to be extremely frag heavy, but at the same time, it's also dictated by the player styles and just the pace that they set for the game, regardless of the map. Is nanz doing a pretty good job of picking up the armor, but takes a bit of rockets damage in the process, and manages to get away with 69 of that. Very methodical and patient gameplay, and that's something that I've noticed more and more with the duels. It's that with how powerful some of the weapons are, especially at close range, everyone is extremely hesitant to go for broke and get in extremely close on someone. You know, the shock rifle can erase a stack in a heartbeat. Waltzing into a couple of well-timed rocket juggles can do that. So everyone, save for certain players, you know, Hypno being one of them, you know, doesn't really get too aggressive. see another belt pickup from Juice. Oh, that combo does a great deal of damage to Nanz, and he knows it, so he's going to pull out the Link. He must be wondering how the hell Nanz isn't dead yet. Nanz actually re-ups on the health, so he's back to the health advantage, and I think Juice realizes that. Heard the health pickup, heard the head armor pickup, and now he opts to double back and pick up that Kevlar, the chest, and going to get the pads and the health, and Nanz trying to cut that off. Good job to at least chip away at that restack by Juice, but just too little too late. Smart play by Juice to play the health game, and he's going to catch Nanz with the mid-air primary to finish him off and tie it up. 9 minutes remaining. Juice in position to get this next belt, as he is going to camp out by it, and you can see Nanz is just waiting to take a pot shot at it, but with that proximity, he will hear the pickup, so he'll know exactly when the next one will spawn, which I believe is at the 53-second mark, so it'll be 7:53 on the clock when that belt spawns again. Oh, look at this. Juice looks like he's trying to bait the head armor, but Nanz is not going to fall for it. He opts to go the opposite direction. Juice collecting the powerful weapons, keeping the high ground to get himself in position to get this this next armor, but dodges into a combo from Nanz. Still tied up here, and both these players know how crucial this next frag is, because it's probably going to turn into map control. And it could turn into several frags in a row. You could get that lucky spawn kill and turn one frag into 3 or 4. Just kind of the luck of the draw in the duel, and it's the name of the game with UT is. Nanz overshoots the armor, but recalculates, so to speak. Recalculating, as your Garmin or your GPS would say. Because Juice tried to wall him off with the combo, but Nanz waited out and retook the armor, but it doesn't matter. Because Juice is going to erase that, because he still had that belt stack, although it's pretty much gone now, down to 36. But here it is, another opportunity for an easy frag, and he knows it. I think he's going to use the jumper. He's got Nanz cornered. He's got to close the distance. Watch out for the goo. That's some serious... Oh, it chased him! The goo chased him, and it took him out, and Juice. He got flubbered. Honestly, that's got to go, but it's still pretty funny to see happen. And I got to highlight that one. That's 2 hours, we'll call it 28 minutes on the clock. Flubbered. That's what I call it when the goo just chases him. Almost feels like I'm watching early UT99 duels when lockdown was on, because these guys are just having at it with the Link gun secondary. Biggest lead so far for Juice. 2 frags, but as we've seen, it's ASDF. Very easy for that to be erased. I probably said it many times, but I actually saw the Snakes to rattle off 3 frags in 45 seconds to come back from a deficit and win in regulation. So it is entirely possible to have a good run in this. Yeah, I agree, Drew. The Link, especially with a formidable player who knows how to wield it properly, exploit it, if you will, it is so utterly cheap, because it will just grind through a belt in a matter of no time. Honestly, it's hard for me to keep up as a spectator, because they die a lot faster than I expect with the Link. It just shouldn't happen like that. Yeah, I agree. The bending also... There's just a lot of cheap things about the Link right now that I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to make it a utility weapon, make it more useful, but they've overdone it. They've given it too much utility. You got the Link pull, which is valuable in duel, viable in CTF even more so. You got the cancellation of projectiles with the, well, notably the shock secondary with the primary, which shoots super fast and does a ton of damage. It's too much. It is just too much right now. Oh, that was a nice primary by Juice. But actually, it was a good read by him because it's something that he's keyed in on. When nanz concedes the belt, he sits in that position to try to get himself an easy shot to either potentially prevent the belt pickup or at least chip away at it after his opponent picks it up. But Juice certainly cued into that and beat him to the punch, hit him with the primary. We actually saw some pretty good usage of the secondary impact hammer by nanz to be a bit more elusive, but the stack is just too strong for Juice, and he's gonna, if he gets this next armor, yep. Yeah, nanz is looking in trouble now. It's a 4-frag lead for him. 4 minutes on the clock, though, still doable. But Juice has done a decent job of making sure he remains in control of the stack as he turns that into another simple frag using the health advantage. Oh, the belt! nanz could get the belt, but the splash damage from the rock on the wall connects, and I think nanz, he kind of overexposed himself there. I don't know if Juice actually caught sight of him. Maybe he did. Maybe I'm misspeaking there, but he kind of took that engagement a bit too confidently when Juice had the stack, and it just turned into another belt pickup for Juice. It looks like he's probably going to run away with this one now. 3.5 minutes remaining, 6-frag lead for him. Well, honestly, Veggie, I think a lot of the duelers that I watch, especially these guys that are clanmates, they almost have an unspoken agreement not to use it. It's kind of like the agreement not to pick up the amp on maps like Deck when you're playing a duel. It's just seen as cheap and disrespectful. I think, I'd have to get these guys to personally confirm this, but I kind of feel like unless it's a situation where it's all they got, like literally that's the only weapon you have, they try not to lame it up with it. So, like, see, this instance, I'm pretty sure that's all nanz has right now. Let's go look. Yes, okay, see, finally got a sniper. Switches to the sniper. I think it's a conscious decision by these guys not to go there, pretty much. The bioweb! That next level meta from nanz. To get tied up by it and then prepare and defend against it? Well, that's the thing. There really isn't one. Especially with the pull being so immediate. Like I don't even know. I guess the flak or the rockets maybe. But if you don't have those weapons, you can't escape it. There needs to be a way to cancel it out. I don't know if there really is. Yeah, BNS with this build, the flak is pretty ridiculous. I mean, obviously, a guy with a stack is going to, he's not going to get outwitted or out-lamed by the link. It's just there's certain aspects of that gun right now that are I think, too much. Oh, man! The fight over the armor goes the way of Juice. He's up by 7 now, and this is pretty much garbage time. It's just turning into... it's not a rout. This was a very close game, and Juice, as I said earlier in the game, he turned a couple of... he waited for the... Because it was tied up at 3-3, and then he picked up a frag and turned it into 3 or 4 more, and at that point, he just kind of played very... conservatively and made sure he maintained control and always had the stealth or the health stack advantage. And from then it was just basic fragging for him. Good job by Juice. Yeah, see, look at the link curving to him. I mean, for something that has such a powerful aspect to it with the pull, I don't think it should tractor beam onto you, like make it easier. Like, okay, kudos to the guys that can keep the crosshair literally on you. There is a ton of skill involved in that, and I've seen it before in early UT99 when there was lockdown on the pulse before it got nerfed. People used it, and they used it really well. I mean, it was hard to keep it on somebody that was juking back and forth, dodging, sliding, all that. Well, not sliding at UT99, but all that. So definitely there is a respectable amount of skill to it, but there's certain. It's almost like aim assist with the Link secondary.